Welcome to the stream, everybody. Oh, I can't laugh. It hurts. Son of a bitch. All right. Oh God, my heart rate started going up. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. Less than 2 weeks post-op. Hey, we're like 2 days from 2 weeks post-op. But yes, they said within 1 week I'd be able to go back to work, which I don't know if I believe them anymore. I don't know that I do, but hello everybody, welcome on in. This is going to be probably still a short stream, you know, still less than 2 weeks of recovery. Yeah, still 2 weeks. Hey, I can lift 15 pounds in 2 weeks, they said. That means working out's back on the menu, baby. In a week, in a half a week, in 4 days. No, actually. You missed. Ow. Like, slap my tits with that. Shit, this might be the first time you're catching my stream. Well, welcome on in, Valen. I think you've stopped in for one earlier. But I'm glad you're able to catch the stream. Your heart goes up when your lungs don't have enough air in them. That's funny. I don't actually have a heart rate monitor. I just thought I'd get some ambient heart rate monitor beeping going, you know, just for the ambience of my story of how my appendix tried to kill me. Hello, is all good? Yeah, we're still alive, Motor Raptor. We're still alive. We're still living. We're still recovering, though. We're still recovering. So yeah, for those of you who haven't been in the loop, the reason there hasn't been streams and there hasn't been any or very many video content uploads is because I've been sick in the hospital. I was in the hospital for some, I guess you'd call it emergency surgery, right? You know? Yeah. Sounds don't work. Well, that might be a total issue I can't make fixed. Why aren't they working? What the fuck? Sound redeems just don't work. I thought I noticed I didn't hear it earlier either. Oh yeah, it's just not registering. Because I've been gone for so long, they just might not work right now. Because everything got logged out because I hadn't been logged, or I hadn't been utilizing them, right? So I got logged out of a bunch of stuff, so it's possible that I need to like go back into Blurp and authorize it again, and then it will work again. That's probably what's going on here. Let me just take a look. I'm actually trying to move away from Blurp. Yeah, I'm not logged into Blurp anymore. That's definitely what's happening here. Let me see. Let's see. I'm probably gonna move away from Blurp as a whole. Yeah. Hello, TanRV. Hello, GT. Good to see you both. Also, hello everybody else who's stopping on in. So yeah, I wanna tell y'all, give you updates on what's happening, where we're at with recovery. But yeah, I had to have my appendix removed. Is the short story. At the start of Pride Month, my appendix decided to be homophobic and transphobic, and ow. You know, I had to basically what happened. So the whole story is, I woke up in the morning. Well, actually, I went to bed. I went to bed at 3 in the morning. Which is pretty late, but on a Friday night where I'm working on videos and stuff, not uncommon. But I remember I just like started feeling like, sick to my stomach, you know? I was like, oh man. You know, I just felt like, you ever feel like there's like a brick in your gut, you know, from something you ate or maybe your bloated feeling or something. But it was like that, but nothing moved, like nothing changed. It was like just solid. I was like, man, there's no relief. I'll just go to bed. I'm just gonna go to sleep and wake up and be fine, right? Because I've had that happen before, not all the time. Appendix went haywire. Yep. Did a gay doc remove it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I never asked them. I'm just saying my appendix was transphobed towards me. Nonetheless, so I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this pain feels awful, but it wasn't bad enough to keep me from sleeping. And I slept, and then I remember I like rolled over, and I had just a horrible sharp pain right in the center of my gut, and I was like, oh, that doesn't feel normal. Like it didn't feel right. Like I could just I've had gas pains or constipation or other thing, I like it didn't feel like those. It felt different, and I was like, that's concerning. So I woke up, I think it was like I had slept 4 hours, and I woke up and I was like, well, I'm going to take a shower and see if I feel better. So I kind of laid in bed for an hour, took a shower, and in the shower, I'm sitting there and I'm all lathered up and slippery. And I was like, man, I'm not feeling so good. I feel like the world's collapsing in around me. And I all of a sudden I realized I need to turn the shower off and get fresh air. I'm going to pass out. And so I got down on my knees right away because I was really afraid of falling in the shower. And I was on my hands and knees, leaning over the tub, trying to get some fresh air, and I'm watching my vision fade. And then I closing my eyes and I'm going to go. And then I was and then all of a sudden it was a wash of relief. And I was like, okay, no, I'm okay. I'm not going to pass out. So I gave myself a few minutes, and then turned the shower back on to wash off the rest of the soap, got out of the shower, went back downstairs, to make sure all my clothes were changed. And, at that point I was I'm getting ready to go to the hospital. Something's not right. Were you close or was it bursting? I was close. I had not burst yet, but that was their concern. Yep. Just passing by. Hope you're doing well. Definitely doing better, TNT. Hope you're doing well as well. Yeah. I hope you're doing good. But so I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew something wasn't right. And I didn't, at this point, I didn't have any sharp stabbing pains. The pain was just right in the center of my gut, right underneath where my rib cage is. And I was like, that is just so weird. There's nothing there. It's just do I have I'm going through all those scenarios. Do I have a major blockage going on? Do I have some bowel blockage issues going on? I'm thinking 10,000 different problems that are going on. None of them are making me think appendix because I have no pain in that area. So I lay down again, hoping if I roll around in the bed for a little while longer, I'll feel better, right? This will pass. It'll be okay. It wasn't okay. And I very quickly realized that I wasn't having a great time. And I got up and I was like, I think I need to ask a roommate to help me go to the hospital, or I need to drive myself to the hospital. But at that point I was a little worried that I would pass out or something from the pain, because it was getting my pain was a 4 and now it was a 6. And I'm like, this is not getting better. May my recovery be swift. Thank you. Whoa, Driftlessa, right? Hey, hello. Welcome on in, Jin. Is it Shoki? Jin Shoki? Welcome on in. So my pain was getting a lot worse. And I was like, I'm going to have to wake up a roommate and see what's going on. See if someone can bring me in. Then I just happened to hear, I got up and I was getting my slippers on and stuff. And, I had my roommate makes coffee and I'm hearing every morning. And so, I hear that banging and I was like, oh, it's perfect. They're making their coffee. I'm going to go interrupt them and ask to be brought to the hospital. So I get up there and they are like, hey, good morning. And I'm like, hey, can we go to the hospital? They're like, wait, what's going on? I was like, I got some weird pain that's not normal. I think something more serious is going on, and I don't think this is right. Blah 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 blah. So we have a short conversation, but they start getting ready pretty quickly, and we get out the door. I was like, I'm gonna grab a couple things, but I gotta make sure I didn't grab my wallet. I wasn't thinking about it. I just I couldn't think clearly. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Get well, thank you, thank you. Jinshuki, Jinshuki. I think I'm getting it closer. Anyway, gotta get going. All right, TNT boy, take care. When I had appendicitis, the first thing that happened to me was I threw up. Yeah, I felt like I wanted to throw up, but I had nothing to throw up. That was definitely a feeling I had because I hadn't eaten anything. I ate like I thought maybe I had food poisoning, but it didn't make sense because I make this pepper bake where I bake a bunch of roasted peppers and onions in the oven for a couple of hours, and eat that with some ranch and maybe some sour cream and stuff like that. Call you Jin. All right. Hello, Draco. Good to see you. Yeah. Hello. You're puking straight stomach acid. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I felt like I could puke at any moment, and that was though overshadowed by the constant pain. Like the pain was so getting more and more intense, and so at first I was like, oh, it's no big deal. We're just gonna roll on into the hospital. They're gonna tell me I have gas, and it's gonna be a big silly laugh that I went to the hospital, and I'll make some silly clickbait TikTok video about it or something and have a good laugh, and we'll all just have a good laugh, and I'll be back on my merry way to making videos and doing hard work, getting the stream ready for summer, blah 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 blah. Well, as we know now, that's not what happened, and so I get to the hospital and I explain to them what's going on, and I look pretty miserable, and it's dead there. There's nobody in there. There's nothing going on in town, which is great. They get me in right away. And they immediately start me on fluids. And the first thing they ask is, when the last time you drank anything? And da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, it's this, da-da-da-da. Explain my symptoms to 3 different nurses and I think 1 doctor. At some point, they put me on morphine. And I never had morphine before in my life. And at that point, everything kind of goes wibbly-wobbly with my memory. Thankfully, my roommate was there. And they have filled me in on a few of the details. But the gist of it is, after explaining to doctors a billion times that I have a lot of pain, I don't feel good, and even with the morphine, I still had a lot of pain. But I was starting to now get this sharp stabbing pain in the lower part of my colon, on the right side. Some of you who have had this know exactly what I'm talking about. And, yeah, that's right. I started realizing what it was, too. I very quickly was like, but the doctor was like, I think you might have appendicitis, or at least a blocked appendix. And I was like, that would make some sense. So they did a scan on me, and they said, yep, it's swollen, and it looks like what we would expect for about 8 hours of pain, because at that point it had been about 8 hours since I started feeling symptoms. Oh, I wish I could have. I wish that's all it was. I really do. I'm glad you recognized you did my breast reduction surgery. Don't worry, we're going up in size, not down. Come on. Yeah, the morphine fucked me up too. And I was just like, memory from that period of time wasn't super focused. But they came in, they were like, we could give you an antibiotic, which we can't even give you a good antibiotic because I'm allergic to penicillin. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to survive, but I'm going to, they were just basically saying like, it's most likely going to come back. within a couple of weeks or a month. And I was like, why would I do that? Get this out of me now, right now. And which they were saying was the recommendation. I think 55% is what they said was like the average or something of people coming back. I was like, oh, okay. I don't want to come back. Let's get this out of me. Let's just deal with it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Like, this is awful. At that point, I was like so fucking loopy. I would have said yes to anything. Like, we gotta saw your leg off. Like, okay. So, they were like, well, you haven't eaten. You haven't had any water. We could get you into surgery like within an hour. And I was like, okay. So the next thing I knew, my roommate left and they were like, we're going to have you in here and we're going to have you out the door within an hour or two, right? Like it's going to go that fast. So you're going to knock out, wake up, go home. I was like, cool. That sounds sick. I'm going to feel like I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm going to be home and it's going to be good. I'll recover quickly because it's a quick recovery. That's what they say. So that wasn't true. There were some complications. They got me in and out of surgery pretty quickly, and it went pretty good. Like I knocked out instantaneously. I don't remember anything. I wake up coughing a little bit. They're like, "Oh yeah, hold your stitches, but you're okay. Like I didn't like I woke up and I was like, where the fuck am I? I'm in fucking heaven. Oh God." Nurses weren't as hot as I was hoping they'd be in heaven, but but nonetheless, I woke up and I was a little confused. They got me a little bit of water, and I was like, cool, thank you. Also, what happens now? And they're like, we're gonna send you out the door. I'm like, okay, we've called your roommate. They're coming to pick you up right now. I'm like, oh, huh? Like, you've been out for 15 minutes from surgery, so you're going to be really sore. I'm like, okay. And so I think they gave me a pain med and sent me out the door. And I went home. Roommate opened the garage door for me because I can't do that. Thing's fucking heavy. And I went and laid down into bed. And I woke up like 5 hours later going, I have to pee. I think. And that's the thing, I couldn't tell. I was genuinely so out of it. I couldn't things weren't I couldn't feel the lower half of my body, which makes sense. Like I was kind of under anesthetic still and like I did painkillers, but it was time to take my new painkiller, so I took my painkiller. And my roommates were like, "Well, let's get you up." And I said, "Okay." And so I grab on and I start pulling myself up. And they were like, "Oh, don't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I don't remember if it was that time or the time after, because this gets really fuzzy for me, because now I'm passing out if I sit up. So they would get me up into an upright position, and then I'd pass out. And then I'd be like, all right, I have to get up and pee. And they'd be like, okay. And I wasn't really, I think the first time I didn't, maybe the second time even, I didn't realize I passed out. It was the first time 100%. We lifted her, she was just completely white and was out. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I completely passed out. And I think we tried 3 more times. And at that point, we had shifted positions. I was really tired of laying in bed, and my body was really sore from laying in bed. And I wanted to be in a slightly upright position. So we kind of piled some pillows behind me and lifted me up. And I was like, maybe I'm just getting a little bit of a head rush. I got too much blood. Maybe if I sit up for a while, put my legs on the ground, and I fell asleep in that position, I think for a couple of hours. Roommates come back down. We're like, let's try again. And I immediately pass out again. So at this point, much to thanks to my wonderful, fantastic roommates, we tried one more time and just let you sleep for another hour, and then we tried again and still fainting. Yep. So yeah. It was just an hour, and at that point, because I kind of remember, when I was laying in the bed, I was laying vertically with my feet on the ground, and laying vertically doesn't make sense. I was perpendicular to where you would normally lay in the bed, but I remember I sat up and then I would obviously I passed out, but I didn't realize it, and I remember just going like, "Oh, did I pass out again?" like like it clicked that I wasn't. I thought I was sitting up a second ago, and now I'm not, and I'm just confused. So yeah, yes, yeah, it was the flat yes, and so at that point, obviously, Angriest and Perspicaciosity were very concerned and started looking up the after hours hospital number. We couldn't find it at first. The number they gave us was disconnected. So after a couple of phone calls and their due diligence, they were able to talk to a night nurse, and they were able to say, yep, if she's passing out, she's coming in. And they had it on speakerphone, and I was talking to her, and I was like, yeah, I got a lot of pain, but this feels, I don't know, something doesn't feel great. And basically, they're like, come back to the hospital. And I was like, okay. The nurse even commented, like, boy, she sounds real excited about doing that. I was like, yeah, sure am. So I was not excited about it because I was like, I don't know how we're doing it. Partly because my room has been kind of a disastrous mess for a number of months now, because I've been so focused on working on everything else I'm doing that I'm not really taking, good care of myself. Schrodinger's fainting. Yeah, that's basically what it is. If my roommates weren't there, who knows? I'm both in a state of fainting and unfainting. But regardless, I had all the roommates now involved that were around, and I was hoisted, one on either side of my shoulder, hoisted me up out of bed, and they were getting me to the car. And I don't know if I ever told them this, but as I was going to the car, I was just like, we just need to go. And I'm going to keep pushing even if I'm fainting, because if they stop because they think I'm fainting, we're not going to make it. We're not getting there. And I was starting to pass out. And I didn't say anything because I didn't want to not get to the car. And so I get shot. Oh no, you could see it in my face. And I figured you could. I don't know that anyone else could because they were under my shoulders. And I didn't want them to stop. I just wanted them to keep going. But I was very close to passing out. I laid down and cold sweated almost immediately in the back seat of the car. And then we drove to the hospital. She was like, oh, what's going on? She said, you were fainting when she's like, oh, we need to take her to the ER right now. Yeah, the nurse absolutely was very adamant. Like, it's, you go now, or call for an ambulance to pick you up now. So we get back to the ER. I'm, my Angriest grabs a wheelchair for me, gets it all set up. I crawl out of the car in excruciating pain. And at this point, my breathing is I'm going to get real close to the mic. So it's a little ASMR moment for y'all. That's my breathing. And it's because after surgery, they bloat you up with a bunch of gas, right? It's a bunch of CO2. And that travels up through your body and settles into your shoulders off. And they warned me about this. They said it's not gonna be damaging to you, but it's gonna hurt and possibly hurt really bad. Oh my God, you crashed the wheelchair so many times. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, we'll come to that in just a minute. But at this point, I'm trying to breathe and I can't very well because the pain from breathing in shoots a pain from the very center of my right shoulder down to the left side of my stitches. Just and it feels like a lightning fucking bolt going through my body every time. It hurts so fucking bad. It's such a sharp stabbing pain. I think I'd rather get shot. No, not really, but you know what I mean. It's bad. So I'm not feeling great about this. But regardless, We got into the hospital. We get into the wheelchair, and we're talking to the nurse after crashing the wheelchair 4 times. We tried to get the wheelchair through a door that was too narrow. It was just too narrow. And we didn't realize this, and either did the nurse. And there was another entrance. And I knew there was another entrance, but I didn't have the energy to verbalize this, which would have helped, but I was too tired to explain anything. They had me try to move the doors. It was just millimeters big enough. Yeah. No, it was very silly. But we got to the nurse. They were like, we're going to get you back there right away, and we're going to get blood work immediately. So they get an IV in me right away. I mean, we got back there within like 2 minutes. It was wildly fast. I don't know what kind of... There was definitely some drama going on between some of the nurses and some of the doctors that night. I don't know what was happening, but some of the staff was not happy with each other. It was kind of funny. As I'm like dying in pain, and there's definitely some little people talking shit around corners and shit. It was quite funny. They up my pain meds. They get me hydrated, but their biggest concern is that my hemoglobin is dropping at a rate they don't expect. They expect some, but they're like, this is a little bit more than what it normally is. So basically what they ended up deciding is that I should probably be staying the night unless I can stop passing out. Well, we finally were able to get up and with the nurse's help, use the bathroom. And oh my God, did I have to pee so bad. And I had no idea. Because I just couldn't feel my body. Everything felt weird. I was drugged up and I couldn't feel things right. But I had to pee so bad. And it hurt so bad. And I told the nurse, I'm like, hey, I'm done peeing, but I don't think I can get up. And little did she know, because she stepped out of the room to give me a moment of privacy. You know, I'm a shy peer, okay. And yeah, this is happening at midnight. Angriest and Perskisasti went home at, I think, 3 or 4 in the morning. It was so fucking late. I was just like, once I knew they were keeping me there, I was like, go home. Go home. Just go home. Please. I beg of you. Get some sleep. Yeah, you were falling asleep for sure. Yeah, no, you were incredibly tired, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. So I was able to pee, but I couldn't get back up. And so the nurse helped me back up, but I was shaking. I was just shaking trying to get up. It took me so much strength with a nurse basically lifting me up. I think she was considering getting help to have 2 people lift me up. We got back onto the bed, and I said, oh no, I might pass out. And I don't remember if she grabbed me or what happened. I didn't pass out, but we laid me back down. And then I think the realization from the nurse of like how, like this wasn't just being made up. You know, I think it's less of it like being made up. Just seeing it happening in real time helps confirm what's going on, right? You know, more of one of those situations. She watches me just break out in a cold sweat and like all my color's gone. I'm like pale as fuck. And, yeah, I was not doing great. Before they left, they were like, we'll get a CT scan and see how she does. Oh yeah. If there's no more bleeding, we'll send her home. We're like, yeah, sure, man. No, I knew once the CT scan was coming, it's like, I'm spending the night, you know? But they were still like kind of thinking of sending me home. This is what's so crazy. So I wake up the next day, from several short naps. I'm sleeping maybe 1 to 2 hours at most. Yeah, it's not great. Hello, Austin. How are you? So I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to, make it through this. But at this point, I'm so drugged up, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, I have no idea. I just know they're drawing blood from me every, like, couple of hours, it feels like. Maybe every hour? I don't even know. I have no idea at this point. My perception of this night is very blurry. But the doctor comes in and says, like, well, it looks like it's slowed down a little bit. but we need you to stand before we send you home. And I said, okay. And so I sit up, and I mean, it's painful. And so I sit there, and I'm sitting there for a minute, and I'm just like already sweating, mostly from the pain, because it hurts. And so I stand up with the nurse in front of me, like she's ready to hug me at this point, right? She's that close. I stand up and I said, "Oh, the world's coming collapsing." That's all I think I said. I couldn't even like get words out. I was like, I'm gonna pass out. and so I just basically immediately sit down. And, oh God, that hurt. That quick movement. But I was gonna collapse. I was gonna fall off the bed. Was my concern. So I like immediately sit down, and I said, I want to try again because I wanted to go home. I genuinely wanted to go home. And they said, no, you should stay here. And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe you're right. The doctor says it. I guess I'll stay here, So that's what started the next couple of days. And so they had me there and they were trying to get me, they were trying to draw blood from me every couple of hours, which was insane. I'm so tired of them drawing blood because I was so fatigued and had such low blood pressure that apparently you couldn't get any of my veins. All my veins were sunken in. And so I have bruises on my breasts because they were trying to draw blood from the veins in my boobs. Do you realize how silly that is? But whatever works, and it didn't work. So, no, my titties are bruised, literally, both sides, both of them. The guy was so nice about it. He's like, okay, I want to try this because I don't know if there's anything else. Do you ever see big blue veins on your boobs? I'm like, yeah, I know where you're going with this. I don't like it, but let's do it. So, yeah. I gotta go to class soon. Have a good day. Have a good one, Motor Raptor. Take care. So I go to the nurse desperately trying to draw blood from me every day. It was very funny. I got sticked like 1,000 times. Like the nurse genuinely stuck me with a needle so many times that I'm just like, I'm looking at my forearm because they mostly tried to draw from my left arm. I look like I might have been a junkie at one point. Like if I checked into an eye, I'd be like, no, they stabbed me so many times with blood, I swear. I got bruises on the top of both of my hands. I got bruises on my forearm, in my elbow crease, on my boobs. Where else did they try to... They were going to try to draw from my feet, but they were resistant towards that because I told them I was pre-diabetic at one point. So, we haven't checked in on that. We don't know. They're like, yeah, we don't want to take that risk. And I'm like, that's so valid. Yeah. Blood is stored in the boobs. That's right. Thank God they didn't try to get it out of my balls. Ah, God. Anyway, so... I was, just tired of getting pricked, but, thankfully I was sleeping most of the time, getting some good rest. And I was given a liquid diet, finally. They took me off no food, and they were like, let's get you on a liquid diet. And they were like, your hemoglobin seems to be stabilizing a little bit, but we're still worried it's still going down. And at this point, I think I was at 9, like a 9.5 or something. And I started at like a 12 when I checked in. So they were concerned. They knew there was some internal bleeding. They didn't think it was bad. They gave me a medication to help stop that internal bleeding. And it seemed to help. And that's what helped stabilize it. So we were lucky on that front. But the road to recovery was far from over. Because I was still getting dizzy standing up and trying to go to use the bathroom. I did manage, though, to walk to the bathroom one time. And that was a miracle. I didn't think we would make it. I thought I was going to pass out before I got there. I thought I was going to pass out sitting down. But I had some very helpful, very, very kind nurses that were there to help me. And I got a bunch of Jello because I was on a liquid diet. So I had Jello and grape juice, and it was just nothing but sugar. I was so sick of sugar. I was so sick of sugar. Oh my goodness. Stony kebabs! Hold on, let me try to do this more proper. Stony kebabs with a 13! Hi. All right. Well, I think I'm back. I think we're still connected. There we go. Yeah, I looked over and OBS was like, "Boop, we crashed. Fuck you." Like, what? The fuck you? I don't know why OBS. This is the second time I've had OBS crash recently. I wonder if I need a driver update and I just don't know it. I've been a little out of the loop on keeping up with these things, but nonetheless, yes. Well, thank you so much for the resub, Stony. I really do appreciate it. And yes, Ponyfex, we are on Pronifex. We're on the story time about my surgery I recently had. So, but yeah, I know I had really nice nurses. They were very kind to me and helped me out a lot. And it was a wonderful time in the hospital. But as they were like continuing to monitor my situation, one of the things they were concerned about was they were like, "Oh, we might be diluting your blood count because we're injecting you with so much, liquids and stuff like that." Because they had me in IV. So they're like, "We're gonna take you off the IV for a little while and see how we do, and just start you on a liquid diet." And so we started liquid diet. Like I said, was all sugary stuff. I hated it. It was it was awful. But oh my god. Thank you for the 5,000 biddies with an extra 600 biddies. Thank you so much, Stony. That's a lot of biddies. Thank you so much for that, Stony. I really do appreciate it. That does help out a lot. There has been, I wouldn't say I'm not like in a financial situation where I'm desperate, but it has set me back for some of the plans I had that were bonus things I was trying to get done. So I'm kind of waiting until I can get back onto getting some more sponsorships and stuff like that. I have stuff in the wings. It's just, I don't have the energy to do them. This is the biggest issue. I'm still recovering. It's going to take a little bit, but yeah, no, they had me on liquid diet, and they saw that things were stabilizing, but the doctor was like, "No, I still want to keep you for one more day just in case, and you're also still having a lot of trouble walking. We're going to have the physical therapist come in with a walker, set that up for you." And so I got to try a walker for the first time. I took to it very easily. I must be an old lady in training, unfortunately. Biddies for the bruised titties. Don't make me laugh so hard. It does still hurt, actually. But yeah, no, I had a good time with everything. No, I had an awful time. It was horrible. But the doctor was like, "We still want to keep you for one more extra day." Was I there for almost 3 days? Yeah, I was. I think it all blurs together. Yeah, Uncle Alyssa, yeah, my Uncle Alyssa, my Auntie Ark. Yeah, it was 3 days. It was 3 days in the hospital. That's right. Yeah, it kind of blew, because I was sleeping all the time. I would wake up and I was like, "Oh, it's nighttime." Goes to sleep, wakes up. "Oh, it's daytime." Now, mind you, like every 2 hours, every time I'd fall asleep, a nurse would come in and be like, "Hi, Alyssa." I'm like, "Oh God." Wake me up every fucking 2 hours. "We gotta check your vitals to make sure you're not dead." "Oh, I assure you, I'm not dead. You scared the shit out of me." I remember being cut open for a hernia repair. It was just awful pain. Yeah, no, that sounds terrible too. Well, that's the thing they're worried. They like because they had a cut through my muscle. They're worried about that I could get a hernia too now. So they gotta like, don't lift anything. That's why the workout regimes off for a while. So you're not old. Don't call yourself old because you're not old. Thank you. I'm young in spirit, you know. But I definitely don't feel that old. I really don't. Okay, okay. Oof. But I definitely feel like my time there. I was like they got me a walker to like help stabilize me in case I felt like I was gonna pass out. Because then I I don't know that the nurses could have caught me. I don't know. That one of those nurses was real tiny and frail. I think I would have squashed her. I'm a tall girl. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. But we were able to get to the bathroom. We were able to use it fine, and things were getting to be normalish feeling for the pain. Like it was painful, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. So at this point, I'd kind of one of the nurses has definitely been trying to wean me off the because they gave me oh god what was it like acetaminophen? No, what was it? Not acetaminophen. I have it here somewhere. Nope, it's not that one. Nope, it's not that one. Which one is it? Because I still have a bunch of it. Because I don't need it. Hydrocodone. Yeah, codeine, hydrocodone. They gave me that, and I was like, yeah, that's great. I love that. Let's give me more of that, please. But she definitely wanted to kind of wean me off it. I could tell because she was like, no, we're just gonna give you Tylenol. I was like, okay. And that was working pretty well. That was actually doing pretty good for me. Overall, it was doing pretty good. But, it was going to come to an end eventually, which it did. And the end of that, at the end of it all, I was actually like moving around and moving pretty good. And then, I was actually able to eat solid food by that point, which was nice. I was glad they were allowing me to eat solid food finally. I was worried they weren't going to let me. But yeah. But that's the story of my appendix. I mean, there's not a lot more to tell other than I just been like sleeping all the time and recovering and still have a lot of pain. My pain is getting better. So my pain level, I at one point it was like a 9. It was like shooting through my body so painfully that I was like ready to cry. And then slowly but surely, it's, been getting easier for me to function and do things. Like I've done 2 videos, when I feel like I had the energy. Actually, there's been 3 uploads altogether, but I've already had one of those videos done. But, yeah. I'll have 3 incision scars. I think there's 3, maybe there's 4. I don't remember entirely. But I feel a lot better. I don't feel horribly sick anymore, so that was definitely the issue. They sent that off for a biopsy, too, so they're going to make sure I'm okay. I have a follow-up meeting with them it's this Thursday. So I got an appointment for the doctor then. I think it's just an over the phone one. And then there's another more in-person meeting one that I have to go to and see how things are doing, I think in a month from now. So yeah, you put a picture in the Discord and, you can see the scar. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it hurt. Oh, yeah. That looks like it hurt. Yeah, I don't even think mine's that big. Mine's only like 1.5 inches across. You had surgery that's rad. It doesn't feel rad, but AD, we're working through it. But yeah, it still hurts to laugh really regularly. You can hear I'm already hoarse. I'm straining a lot. One of the things, like whenever they shoved down for surgery, they had to shove something down my throat. I noticed I get hoarse a lot quicker than I used to, and I don't know if they've scratched something on my throat and that's still healing or something. Those things can take a long time to heal, but you can hear that I'm pretty hoarse in my voice now as we continue on today. So I don't know how long we're gonna stream today. Probably not super long. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a ton of energy to keep up the facade, and so it will probably be a short stream. I suspect tomorrow's stream will be shorter than I was hoping as well. Partly because the Forza streams take a fair amount of energy. I expect it to be a low-key day. I mostly just want to play the weekly playlist with you all and then probably call it. Especially because I have a hospital or a doctor's visit over the phone that day too. So, there's a couple of things that I want to try to address. Or at least get back into the swing of things slowly but surely. But I'm trying to pace myself so I don't hurt myself. I don't want to make things worse or draw this recovery out longer, blah, 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 blah. Umo Masame, Alyssa Derby. The thing is, I swear I put more energy forward for that one than any other. Thank you for the hydrate again. Worst thing I heard, it wasn't repair, they cut, worse than things, the worst thing is my other hernia wasn't repaired. The size of the cut, what? Oh, wow. So they could have repaired the other. So they only repaired one and not the other? What? But yeah, no, I still feel like I'm going hoarse really, really fast, so. Mad as hell. Yeah, I would be mad too. Yeah, if they only did one, not the other, and you have to go back in twice. Oh man, because it hurts getting cut open. I didn't know this because you have to understand I've never had surgery before, so this was a brand new experience for me. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be super cool. So it's not super cool. It's not great. Sorry, sound alerts are broken for some reason. I don't know what's going on. They just won't work. Even though OBS crashed earlier. Try to fix it. I'll have to investigate what's going on. Not getting surgery sucks. Yeah, it does. They changed the ball joint and left the other one. Basically, yeah. Why would they do that? You replace one blown gasket and the other one's still there leaking oil. It ain't gonna solve the problem. Yeah, I've never had a hernia. It sounds painful. I really don't want to have one. So I've been trying to take it hella easy the last couple of days. But yeah, it's funny because they made the surgery sound like I would be back up on my feet running around the house within a week. They said I could return to work within a week. I was like, what? Yeah, it's like you just have a weight lift restriction. I was like, okay. What? I think they're crazy, but 3 weeks off from work, my boss is like, you could do stair lifts and heavy work. Is like, hell no. Yeah, no kidding. What the fuck? What's wrong with your boss? I had surgery on my foot a few years ago, and they had to put some screws into my foot too. Worst pain I've ever had. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, this is by far, I'm trying to think of worst time, because I've had a fractured head injury, fractured skull injury. Open head wound, fractured the skull. But I don't remember the pain from that, because I was like 5. I was like 4, actually. Why am I in the maid dress? Are you telling me to get back to work? Fractured head skull. Yep, those are the words that are coming out of my mouth. Uh-huh. I feel like I want some chill music. Now that I've told the story and I can go edit that into a TikTok clip or something. I need some music. That's not the music. Oh, God! It's Doom out of nowhere! Start fighting zombies. Like, no! what's the button I want to go here to? There we go. Let's put some chill music on. So I don't know if we'll do it soon, but I do want to do some Lego setup stuff. Because I got a couple of sets I want to get through. Did this crash too? No? No. Oh, I'm just using the wrong... Here we go. There's some music. I actually have a bunch of music for the summer stuff. So yeah, the sad announcement truly is that I have to push back the summer stuff into July. Partly because I just haven't had energy to work on it. I'm going to start slowly working on it here this week. I've been focusing my energy on getting some of my sponsored video stuff done. I have a sponsored video for Witchspire that I'm supposed to do. And I just might be like, I don't know if I can, y'all. But, yeah. Your hernia was like a golf ball and the lower part of your intestine was popping out. And this gabbing with, yeah. That's awful. That sounds miserable. You've always been 6'2"? Yeah, it's... Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I didn't know you were taller. I think you've said it before and I realized it, but I guess I've forgotten. I remember one of my coworkers had a hernia, but he had it between his legs. Like, that's the worst place to get a hernia. What the fuck? I didn't even know you could do that. Got a hernia in the gooch. How does that work? He wouldn't stop talking about it either. That's the worst part. He wouldn't shut up about it. He wouldn't shut up about it. He was a weird dude. I don't miss him. Alyssa probably taller than you. I'm only 5'11". I'm not that tall. I'm decently tall, but... Yo! Right before the ad break, Stoney coming in with 5 gifted subs. I'm afraid to celebrate too hard. I might crash OBS again. Stoney! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I do really appreciate it. Listen, I'm not allowed to lift anything right now, so I can't give you uppies. I'm sorry. I'm not allowed. 15 pounds is the most I can lift right now, and I don't even want to lift that. I'm not gonna lie. Hello, Draconia. How are you? Well, thank you for the gifted subs. I do really appreciate it, Stony. Helps out a lot when I'm trying to get back on track here. I'm so much taller than you. Oh no. Tall queen over here. Hello, is it I want to say it's Diesel, but there's no L. Is it Diesel? No. Why am I putting an L in there? Is it Dicey Kimu? I fucked that name up real good. Hello, welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day. We're doing a short stream. We got back from the hospital a week and a half ago, and we're still recovering, but had the appendix removed. Rude of them. Yeah. So Norha's not even short. Yeah. You wear an 8.5 shoe? What? That's a tiny shoe. To me it is. I wear size 12, so... Big old fight. I got them big old feet. I have flat feet, though, so I kind of get oversized shoes, I think. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Got little feetsies. Like, genuinely, like, I don't know, 5'9", 5'7". I don't think that's short. I don't know. Because my mom's like fucking 4'11", I think now. Maybe 4'10". She's short. My mom's hella short. Okay, that's okay. You know, you get the short label when you're like around 5 feet. But I don't see there's nothing. To me, there's nothing wrong with it. The worst part for her is that every cabinet's out of reach. You know. I don't know how I ended up being so goddamn tall. Damn, ads, did you get flat feet too? Yeah, flat feet's crazy. Oh, you're 6 feet tall? Yeah, Twitch is getting ads right now. I don't know how ads work on YouTube. I don't think they get any ads because I'm not monetized. I don't think they get ads ever. So, yeah. My parents are like 5'6" and 5'5", and you came out 6 feet? What the heck? That's crazy. Yeah, my dad's like 5'9", I think. So yeah. But my brother is also tall. My sister's decently tall. My sister's like 5. I think she's 5'9". I'm taller than my sister. And then my brother was 5. God, I think he was 5'11". I think he's 5'10" now. He's getting old. He's shrinking. He's shrinking. It's magic. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's funny because, like, I don't know, my brother always gave me, my brother's a lot older than me, and he always gave me shit for being tiny until I got bigger than him. Now the tides have turned.
Never mind, I'm actually 5 feet 6 inches .4, and I thought I was 5 feet 10 inches. I'm 172 centimeters and I thought I was 175 centimeters for the ones that use metric, aka me.
Yeah, you just keep putting 5'10" on the dating profile. Girls won't know. They won't know. Don't worry. Or the boys won't know. I don't know. My redeem has been broken by somebody. Yeah, no, my audio redeems are just borked. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to go through and probably re-add them. But yeah, all my audio alerts are broken today. I apologize. So any sound redeem related one just won't work today. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. I tried re-adding it and it didn't seem to fix it. So we'll have to do some deeper digging later. I'll fix it later on today because it's gonna require me to like restart OBS a bunch of times probably. I wish I could give refunds. I don't think Twitch allows me to. I could take a look. Someone said it was possible, and then I looked into it, and I was like, every time I look into it, it says it's not possible. So we'll try to. We'll. I think there's supposed to be a way, like if something's queued, but I think sound alerts get auto cleared. Hydrate works, but that's because that's a localized sound. Thanks for the hydrate, though. I think the sound alert ones get auto cleared, so I don't know that I can do it after it's auto cleared. I could be wrong though. My ex said she was 5'11", she was 6'1", reverse line. Listen, I love a tall lady, okay? It's my thing. Okay, and I know it's a lot of guys' things, okay? Like, listen, a lot of the guys and the girls in the chat are like, yeah, I'd date a tall lady. Yeah, me too, okay? I would absolutely date a tall lady. But I'd also, on the flip side, date a short lady. And probably a short guy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't have... It's not like the only thing that I'm into. Glad you're okay. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing better. It's like I said, today's gonna be a short stream, so we'll see. I'm feeling I'm like going to be at the point in the nearest future for us wrapping up, unfortunately. Getting that recovery going. You're more into vibes? Yeah, same. Like, okay, this is my thing on attraction, right? If your personality shines and you're fun to like be around and we have a little bit of the same humor, We don't have to always have the same kind of joke. But if you appreciate my corny jokes and you got some corny jokes too, we're going to get along great, right? And then if you're tall, that's just like a cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a bonus, you know? It's just extra, you know? You like working on cars? That's a bonus, not a requirement. The requirement is that you don't mind that I spend copious amounts of money on motorcycle and car parts and everything else. Oh, that's the real sad part. Speaking of motorcycles, oh my gosh, this has pushed me back fixing the motorcycle. Because it was that day I woke up and I was like, I'm going to work on my motorcycle. Just kidding. Just kidding. You're going to go to the hospital for 4 days. Glad you're doing good, because my favorite streamer, and plus I love hanging out with you on Forza. You're my favorite streamer. Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're trying. We're getting back into it. We're gonna do a little Forza stream tomorrow, and we're gonna probably take it easy, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, I've been here an hour and a half, and I'm already feeling tired. Well, not even an hour and a half, but close to it. So the Kawasaki. Still not finished. I got to do the front forks. That was the thing I wanted to do. I was like, I'm going to get it done. It was a beautiful sunny day. It was a perfect day to do it. And I couldn't get it done because I went to the hospital instead. So in probably 2-ish weeks, maybe 3-ish weeks, I'll probably be able to get those done. Ow. Well, now I'm back in the hospital. Somebody hit me with truck cooting. Back to the hospital I go. Get run over. But yeah, my fork seal is leaking, so I'm gonna replace the oil too, obviously, because you might as well. I almost decided to fully rebuild them, but I don't think they need it. I think it's just the seal, so I'm just gonna pop the seal off, drain the fluid, refill the fluid, and put the new leak-proof seals on. Supposedly leak-proof seals. We'll see. So another feeling. I've been in the hospital. You have a seizure. You have seizures. Oh no, that's not good. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, being in the hospital sucks. I've spent very little time in the hospital. But when I do, it's usually gut related, weirdly enough. My family has some health gut issue stuff in its history, so. It's great. I love it. So exciting. Isn't it fantastic? I work on a lot of vintage stuff. Pulling legs off can be such a pain. I put vice, and yank violently. I think mine are going to become pretty easy because the clamp splits open and then you just unthread them from the top, to my understanding. So it sounds like it's pretty easy to work on, and it's a 2013, so it's not that old. Last seizure had you in the hospital for a week. That sounds absolutely horrible. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I definitely, yeah. I definitely am feeling better. If you asked me to stream a week ago, I would have told you to go fuck yourself. But now I can confidently sit here and go, like, the energy's coming back, but, you know, I'm not as bouncy and movie as I usually am, and I'm not as expressive as I'd like to be. You know, I like to have a little more energy. I just kind of want to, hey guys, what's going on? You know, I'm just really tired now. Yeah, we're getting to that point. We'll, you know, probably call it quits here not too long. I was so bored when I was. Yeah, being in the hospital is awful. My roommate actually, so I have a laptop that can actually play Forza Horizon 6. It has like a 3070 in it, I think. Graphics card, 3070 graphics card. And I was like, yeah, I should be able to play Forza. So I was able to play Forza. I was actually able to work on a couple of tunes. I have some tunes coming out real soon. I got one for the Nissan Stagia drift car. I'm working on the A-Class build for it, although I might turn that to an R1. I'm sorry, not R1, S1. Yeah, so I'll have some stuff like that soon. But I was able to like, keep playing games and stuff like that, and I'm still working on stuff, you know. I'm still, like I said, I'm still working on video content. We'll get through that here soonish. Soonish. Hopefully. The unironic part is I actually like need to go into town probably in the next day or two and like try to get my general practitioner signed up, which is another pain in my ass that I've been trying to work through. So imagine them turning around and saying we need to put a camera in the unknown. What the hell? That now get me out of here? Yeah, no kidding. Oh god, that sounds awful. I'm good. As a sim racer, Forza Horizon tunes are so broken. It's its own thing. No, 100%. Yeah. No, I think that's been one of my challenges, like learning to tune with Forza, is that it's like, it doesn't make logical sense. Whereas when I've tuned the little amount of tuning I've done for like racing in like gosh, what is it? Like, I think, it was Dirt 2.0, I think. In Dirt 2.0, I was definitely, doing a lot of like anytime I tune things, it felt like it made sense. Like the what I expected to change felt like it changed that way. But when it comes to Forza, it doesn't always feel that way. I think that's better this time around, though. In my opinion, I think that's better than it was in 5. And I don't feel like the only thing I need to adjust is my ARBs and call it good. Like, I actually feel like I can adjust my ARBs, but also go through my suspension tuning a lot more and fine tune that, especially as I'm learning drift tuning. Oh my gosh. Like, adjusting my toe makes a huge difference in my drifts. NJ Live, hello! I finally got the AE86 FE edition, or I guess FE is the edition. You got your FE edition or Forza edition, AE86. Congratulations! Yeah, that thing is crazy fast. I was actually using it to try to do the Trailblazer mission, but it doesn't have quite the suspension height I want. I ended up actually tuning the Forza edition Tacoma for it. I got a video on that too, that big long Trailblazer. I was going to do a little video on it. Like, here's how you get through this in a very simple and easy way. I've tested like 20 different routes to do it and landed on one that I like. I don't know if I'm sure somebody else has a video on this as well, but I'm like, no, I still want to post it. So hopefully I'll have that out in a couple of days. That one's ready to go. I just need to do the recording of it and have the energy to do it. Yeah. Is it like the 20V swapped AE86? I don't have it. It's definitely fast. It's very grippy. It has a lot of aero on it, so it's pretty impressive. I feel like it could definitely be a meta choice if tuned correctly, but I haven't really played around with it enough yet, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know the meta is really just everybody needs to drive the Honda Beat, apparently. Which is very silly, and I'm exhausted from seeing so many of those. Is anyone doing any of the drift stuff in Forza yet? Because you'll regularly find me when I'm on the days that I'm playing Forza. I don't know if I'll be playing it today, but I've been just doing the drift tournaments. And I've been having a lot of fun with the online like drift tournament things that they have. Those have been quite fun. That's what I tuned my Nissan Stagea for, is to do those. And actually it's doing really well on those. I'm ending up in second to first place. Tends to be kind of crushing it as far as I'm concerned. Gotta drive the stock Corolla GTS in real life. It wants to understeer. You gotta force it sideways. That kind of makes sense. Is that like the Gazoo Racing Edition, or is that the standard 4-cylinder? Because the Gazoo Racing one has the 3-cylinder, right? You got the Nissan GTR Black Edition, Forza. Yeah, the Dragster. I have that too. I haven't really played with it much. I was using it to try to get a speed trap, and I was like, this thing just isn't fast enough. No, it's the US A86. Oh, really? The Corolla GTS is the... Isn't it a four-door, though? Oh, I guess no. You're actually talking the old. I'm thinking like the new ones. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Yeah. This is yeah. The US version of the. God, people pay so much money for these things. It's funny because I've seen one of these next to my 85. I have an 85 Toyota Celica, right? Which is also a hatchback and looks almost identical to those cars. But I've seen them side by side, and there are some very, very big differences. GTS, or sorry, not the GTR version, which has the fender flares, looks a lot wider. I think the wheelbase is slightly wider. The 8.6 tends to be narrower and tighter. How do I put it? It looks taller. You know what I mean? Doesn't sit as low, at least on stock wheels and rims. It's probably like an inch difference if I was going to guess. Celica's longer and lower. Also thick. Yeah, it's thick for sure. It's very different feeling. I like my 85 Celica. I wish I could get it running again. Hopefully. We're getting to a point where that's going to become a possibility, but it's going to take some work and love. But only if I recover. And despite OBS trying to crash today, we've succeeded in a successful stream today. I don't know if we'll do it for super long, but I think we're coming to the end here soon. I'm feeling it, and I should pay attention to that. But we'll be back tomorrow for the Forza playlist. Oops, I'm dropping stuff on the floor. We'll be back for the weekly playlist tomorrow, for sure. Those are good. I want a GTS notch. GTS notch. GTS notch. I'm looking for that. Oh, where it's got the notch back. See, I don't like the look of the notch back, but I'm a hatchback fan, so I like the slopey, like fastback style roofs. Because my 240SX had a fastback style roof, and I like those. Those are cool. That's personally. Hatchbacks are so cool. But yeah. They made them with the flares and the coupe. Yeah, so I think it's the GT version. Brink. Thank you for the 100 biddies. The gay biddies. Gay biddies for Pride Month. Let's go. Yeah, because I know, so mine has the fender flares. It's the GTR version. But I don't have the motor for that. The motor is gone. And instead is replaced with a LS400 motor, the UZ1. That's got a turbo on it. So that's what's in my engine bay right now. But it needs some love. It needs some work and love that I don't have time to give it at the moment. Soon I'll have more time for that project. But for right now, it's on the back burner for a little bit. Especially as I'm trying to get the motorcycle fixed first, and then I feel like I can go do more stuff and drive around and have fun and blah, 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 blah. You know, the usual, so. But thank you for the 100 biddies. But unfortunately, we are probably going to be wrapping up here. I am tired. I am exhausted. But yeah, we'll be back live tomorrow. We'll probably bust through the playlist, and I think I'm going to wrap it up there. So expect like maybe a 2-hour stream. Maybe 2.5. It's going to be short. So if you want to do the weekly playlist with me tomorrow, show up early, and we'll bust through it quickly and call it a day. Yeah. And then hopefully by next week, Tuesday, we'll be back on the up and up, and we'll have Tuesday streams back around again. But I've missed all of you. I have been thinking about streams and trying to keep you all updated through Discord and through everything else, through Twitter and Blue Sky as well, and just trying to keep you all posted on what's been going on. I feel very bad that I haven't been around. I want to be back into the swing of things here very soon. If you're not part of the Discord community, come on and join. We talk about Forza all the time in there, especially in our Forza channel, but we also, share pretty funny memes. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. We will be back live, like I said, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for a short stream, and then I'll be off again, hopefully until next Tuesday, and then we can come back on Tuesday again. We'll be back to normal by then, hopefully. At the rate I'm feeling better, I think we might actually be better by Tuesday, so we'll see. But yeah, it's been a fun time. It's been a fun time. Folks, as always, I want to say, stay... Hold on, where's my... There we go. Stay safe out there, folks. Be good to one another. I'm glad to be on the road to recovery. But for now, we will see you all. Ow, 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 ow. We will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.